Hi, my name is Hamid, and this is the story of my journey so far through amateur and professional football. So I started playing football mainly because I was an outsider. I didn't have friends, and I didn't fit in, and so I used football as a way to make friends and a way to finally channel out all that frustration from being alone. I joined my local club in Los Angeles, and I started to train, and I fell in love with the sport. And I quickly improved more than my other peers. Eventually, I was playing for 3 or 4 teams at a time, and I was making my name in youth football in Los Angeles. So much so that in 2015, I was a Sueño MLS finalist. At the time, Sueño MLS was a program in which non-academy players got chosen to be part of an academy in the MLS. At 16, I decided I wanted to play Division I college soccer to keep playing and to keep my career going. I talked to many schools and faced rejection after rejection, until finally Valparaiso University offered me a spot on their roster as well as a little bit of academic scholarship. At this point, I thought I had made it. I thought I finally had gotten what I wanted and that things were going to go swimmingly from here on out. Turns out, I was probably one of the worst players on that team. My freshman year, I was 17 years old and things went fine. I took a redshirt year, but my second year did not go as planned. A mix of changing coaching staff, not feeling confident, and a loss of fitness just left me there, and I wanted to quit, and so I decided to transfer schools. After once again getting rejected by almost every Division I school in the country, I decided to go to an academy in Brazil. I joined Rio Claro FC's under-20s and started playing there. I picked my form back up, and I was enjoying my football again. But then injuries struck me right before the biggest tournament of my youth career. I recovered, and eventually I actually ended up training and playing friendlies with the first team. That's when my contract ended. Fortunately though, the coach that I knew back from when I was training for a Brazilian academy when I was 13 reached out and asked me to go trial with his club in Latvia. So I decided to go, and I went to the trial with Alpha Olen in the Latvian 3rd Division. I did great and I signed, and I couldn't have been happier. My papers finally came in and I was able to join the team in games, and that was when everything took off. 5 games, 2 goals, and 3 assists later, and the summer transfer window, and I'm already getting an offer from a professional club in the Latvian 2nd Division wanting to sign me. I decided to take on the challenge, and I went to Balvi SC. The club wasn't as professional as I had thought it was. Even though they had good structure, the players weren't as talented as the other players in the league, and it wasn't as organized as other teams in the 2nd Division. A good individual season though, and I got 17 games, 5 goals, and 3 assists. That was enough to get me trials at other clubs in the 2nd and 1st tier in Latvia. However, that's when COVID struck. I found myself stuck at home in LA with nothing, just training on my own, trying to find out what I'm going to do next. Eventually in 2021, I finally got an offer to go to Croatia to play, and I decided to take it head on. I went to NK Bilogorac in the 4th tier of Croatian football. It was a great experience, and preseason started off great, but regular season didn't start off to a great start, and after a few injuries and not good results, my season was cut off short due to visa issues. I ended up going back to LA, and I joined a local UPSL team called San Fernando Valley FC. I ended up playing as a left back for the club, and we had a lot of success. Not only did we win the UPSL championship for our region in the regular season and the postseason, but we also qualified for the US Open Cup for the first time ever, with my winning goal qualifying us for the deeper rounds. However, my time was up at that club, and I decided to look for something else. I ended up going to Lithuania to go trial for a club in the 2nd tier, and things didn't work out. But during a week off while visiting Latvia, I got an offer from a Latvian club called Marupes SC in the 3rd tier. I decided to accept it as I knew the coach, and I played 17 games there. Unfortunately, we narrowly missed the playoffs to get into the 2nd tier of Latvian football. Once again, I found myself without a club. I decided that I would go to Poland to trial, but that was a complete and utter disaster. So I ended up coming to Brazil, back to my original home country, to try to find a club here and propel my career in the right direction again. I trained for a couple of clubs out here in Bahia, and eventually I joined a club called Fluminense de Feira in their preseason. I played well in a couple of friendlies, and I had a spot on the team guaranteed by the coach. However, a month into our preseason, the Football Federation decided to cancel the season due to a lack of funding for the cup. Unfortunately, that left all us players that were there for preseason out of a contract. And so here I am now, on the journey once again to find a professional club. Join me through the ups and downs, through the good and the bad and the ugly. Subscribe, and I'm going to share everything that I learned along the way, as well as knowledge that I've already accrued throughout this crazy journey of mine. How to talk to agents, how to reach out to coaches, where you should go if you want to propel your career. All of that and more here on my channel. So join me on this journey and walk with me through football.